motivation. So baby, don't you change that station. Be a part of this history that's in the making. It don't matter what you're doing, just save it. And you can get back to it later. And you can catch some of this flavor. Cause real recognize real. Real recognize real. Real recognize real. Real recognize real. Hey, yo, Sean. Hey, listen, I tuned in one night, man. Appreciate that, man. That was real. Hey, real recognize real is a G-love. Always be yourself, never be a fraud. Life is up and down, call it seesaw. Stay woke, triple R, ringing the alarm. French chill up, internet, feeling better. Made from pure chocolate, dipped in vanilla. Caught up in the rain under your umbrella. Always rock the house from the roof to the cellar. Yeah, that's why I gotta tune in. When you're on camera, I hope they zoom in. So many shows only let buffoons in. Out my mind, they are victims and keep moving. Cause real, recognize real. Always turned up, so lay back and just chill. Ain't thinking about drama, ain't thinking about bills. A natural high. No reason, no pills. Just you, baby. Real, recognize real. Real, recognize real. Real, recognize real. Real, recognize
Oh, you stop rocking, okay? I gotta get them to catch it. They sitting there like,
Oh, I ain't know that.
yeah. That's the party, hey.
You want to choose.
This was the test. This is what I'm talking about. This was the actual test. This is what I'm saying. Y'all, you gotta be on point. You gotta catch it. And then, wait, and then TL up there, all in the mic. I'm like, mute yourself, dude.
Don't mind TL. Don't mind him.
Hey, God, dude,
Welcome to the Real Recognized Real Talk Radio Show. And we have here the host.
Yes, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in once again. We truly appreciate it. We are so excited. We got two awesome men here that's joining us today, and y'all will learn a little bit about them. But before you do, I see that our guest is in the queue. So we want to bring him up and make this happen.
Hello.
Hey, Robert. Can you hear us? Okay, maybe he can't. Can you hear us, Robert?
I don't hear anything.
Okay.
No, we hear you.
Testing, we hear you. Can you hear us now? It may be your sound system.
Is he mute?
Some things about technology is it great when it works and it's horrible when it doesn't.
Right. I see him on mute, but we'll bring you. He can't hear us at all.
You may have to go back out and come back in. I might have typed that in the chat box. Okay, he got it. Yeah.
Oh, no, he didn't get out. I knocked him out.
Angela, can you unmute him?
She can unmute him, but he can't hear us. So it has to do with his audio.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he hit the settings, he can adjust his mic in his headset or whatever.
Right. Hopefully sometimes when you go back out and come back in, it works.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So we shall see. Be patient with us, y'all. We have a special guest. I thought he was going to come on. He's a nudist. So I thought we was going to see a little something.
I'm back. You should have told us that.
Yeah.
Surprise!
That's terrible. Hey, Nat, you had to tell us that.
Y'all don't know how you gonna come back on now. So I just that was the warning. So I guess
Right? I don't know. I mean,
Lynette's sweating already.
You know what?
Lynette's sweating already.
I know you see me. I'm having my personal summers.
They tell you,
You get Diddy Rise even in the podcast.
he said, "Did you rise?"
I can. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can get in touch with him. So meanwhile, introduce. I will put myself in a queue. Introduce the guys, and I'll be right back. Okay.
So I am Lynette. For those of you who don't know, I am the co-host, and with us today on the Real Recognize Real Talk radio show, and hopefully the shows thereafter, are two brothers from the podcast Real Brothers Live. Yo. Introduce yourself, Stacy and TL. Introduce yourself to the people. Thank you for coming on the show.
Good night.
I'm Terry, TL. Most people call me. And from the Real Recognize Real podcast, and I think we got the
Real Brothers
podcast that ended last year, or the year before, and I think we got to itch a little bit again. So now we, testing out the waters to see where it go.
Yeah.
Yes.
My name is Stace. As TL said, from the Real Brothers
Live. They're Real Brothers Live.
All right. It's been a while. Real Brothers Live podcast. I've known Terry since the 7th or the 8th grade. Wow. That's why we called the name of the show, the podcast was Real Brothers, because we are brothers. So we've been around for a little while, and we're looking forward to joining you guys and having some conversation, a little bit of fun, and also see what we can learn. Get some feedback from the listeners, and see where it goes.
Perspective.
Right.
Absolutely. We needed some male perspective on this all-female show. So we are delighted to have you brothers, and we look forward to our continuing working relationship. So thank you both, Terry and Stacy, for joining the Real Recognize Real Talk radio show. So I want the people out there that's watching, our audience, to pay attention to how we flow, how this session goes, because we want your feedback on whether or not you like, okay, a thumbs up or a thumbs down. A thumbs up or thumbs down, in terms of how we gel together as a cohesive group, Stacy, TL, Franchella, and I, on a Real Recognize Real Talk radio show, because we want to bring you both perspectives, male and females, because as we all know, we don't always think alike.
Correct. We don't.
Do not think alike. And sometimes we think that the men should be this way, and they think the women should be this way, and it's somehow we come together and we try to reach a happy medium. So this is a show where we share our viewpoints, and we don't try to coerce or convince one another or our audience to think like we do. We're just sharing our thoughts and opinions with you guys. So thank you for always tuning in and supporting the Real Recognize Real Talk radio show. Again, we look forward to working with the Real Brothers Live on this show. So we're waiting for our guest to come out. He's having some technical difficulties. His name is Robert Shearn III, and he's an actor and a TV personality, and a model as well. So welcome back, Frank.
Okay. Yes, welcome back. Y'all want to interview me? Yes, Robert. Okay, he signed off and got back on. Let's try this again. Let's add him to the stage. Hi, Robert. Can you hear us?
I still can't hear you. Can you hear me? I can't hear anything still.
We can hear you. Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
Perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But
if you go, he can't hear us, right?
No.
Can I type him a message to go into the settings
in the chat?
And just check.
I don't know what's going on.
Right. Do you want me, Franchella, to just introduce him? We just won't be able to ask him no questions unless we type them in the chat.
I can't hear anything.
Can someone call him and walk him through the settings, or you type it out?
I'll go back out.
Okay. Yeah. So what it is, I think he's not downloading. You know how when they say connect with the audio, he might not be hitting that button. That's an important piece. So if you don't connect with audio, you won't be able to. You won't be able to hear us.
Right.
So,
and you said he's an actor,
he's
and
an actor and a TV personality, and he's on this show called. It's a TLC version of the show called My Feet Are Killing Me, but he's a nudist on that show.
Oh, okay. So there you go. Feel better. I was nervous.
So now while we wait, I don't let nothing grow under my feet. Well, no water grow under my feet. So I just want to say happy birthday to a couple people whose birthday is in August. So today is one of my closest friends, Sean. Happy birthday, Sean. I hope you are out enjoying it to the fullest. You deserve it. Happy birthday. My goddaughter's birthday is coming up, Yakia. Woo woo. Happy birthday, Kiki. I love you, apples. My mother's birthday is also coming up this month in August. Happy birthday, Mom. I love you. And I look forward to spending your birthday with you and Danette as we travel to where we go. So thank you. And happy anniversary to Mrs. Joyce, Franchella's mom, and Franchella's dad. Happy
Congratulations.
How many years?
63.
Oh, wow.
Wow, congratulations.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
We need to ask them some relationship questions.
Yes, and that's why I was getting ready to dive into the relationship question I had based off of that. So I haven't made it past year 8.
In a relationship, you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, 8 years was the longest relationship I've had, and it was hard. I left 5 times.
Wow.
Dad, 5 times?
5.
You left what 5 times?
The relationship.
Wait.
Yeah.
You left one person 5 times?
Yes.
So
that's a red flag for you.
Right.
So my question is,
okay,
for male perspective, female perspective, my question is, how do you stay through trying times? I'll say, how do you stay through trying times? And I know somebody said to me, you got to stay committed to the process, which that helped. And I try.
Well, here's my perspective before the guys comment. If it's something that you can live with, that's not a make or break deal, then we all got issues, right? It's something that we all are. I don't know. I would say like we all have something that the other person is not going to like, especially when you live with them. All relationships in the very beginning are hunky dory, and it's like, cool, I can't wait to see you.
Can somebody mute? If you're not talking, can you mute and then unmute? I'm sorry, because I was hearing feedback. Okay. All right, go ahead.
So if it's something that is not a make or break deal for you, like a deal breaker. So let's just say, for an example, you don't like that, like you keep telling him to take his shoes off at the front door, but he constantly wearing his shoes, through the house, and it irks your nerve, but it's not going to kill you. You know what I'm saying? Right. Tell him to mop the floor or whatever. Sometimes he do it, sometimes he don't. But that's something that irks you. Like if you have those kind of situations, it's like you got to write the pros and the cons down. If he has more, sometimes it's not even. No, sometimes honestly, he can have more negatives, but those negatives are like tiny little things. They're small, but he might have 3 pros that are like super large, you know what I mean? Which makes up and say, okay, I just got to deal with all these little petty things and I'm good because, he treats me good. He's good to me, he loves me, that kind of stuff. So if you have that, then I would say, stick with it. And first of all, don't ever get married, because marriage is always for better, for worse, for richer, for poor, for seductive.
Well, I think I would definitely fight harder in a marriage. I would definitely fight harder in a marriage. I would, because I want to do that one time. And not that you can't get a divorce, but I would definitely fight harder. But go ahead.
All right, from one of the divorce experts.
Oh, I was about to. Okay.
Well, no, stick to the question at hand. How do you stay?
No, okay. Well, I think what Franchella said, it's one of the first things she says. You know, basically, you have to choose your battles because we all have items and personality traits that you're not gonna, you know, it's not gonna be you. So you have to accept the person for who they are, as long as, like you said, they're not those items that you can't look past. You know, we all have red lines. You know, if you punching me in my face every day, that's a no-go. We can't make that work. We can't see past that.
Right.
But anything short of that, for the most part, I think that you have to try to work through it. And I also think that you get better at that with age. You know, I think when we're younger, we're a little easier to temper, a little easier to give up, you know, but as you get older and you get a better understanding of the person, then I think you get better and a little more tolerant. I think
my question would be, when you say your longest relationship is 8 years, right? Was that an 8-year marriage?
Mm-mm.
It didn't get to that. It was we were engaged. We were engaged, but I just did some certain things. I just was like.
So what? Like, I guess what? Why?
But you gotta answer my question first before you start asking me questions.
Oh, what's? I was trying to get around to the
question.
question.
How do you stay through trials and tribulations? Like, how do you consistent, like not just this first sign of trouble, but like consistently
commitment.
Yeah, somebody told me that you gotta stay committed to the process.
Right, and he had no, like, y'all had no really reason to stay together. What was making y'all stay together? Like,
that was my question.
There was no commitment, you know what I mean? Or no, like, even though y'all was together, I'm not saying I don't know y'all and I don't know y'all relationship, but I mean, as far as like a marriage, right? A marriage is almost like a business deal.
Absolutely.
You get what I mean? Like, so y'all make certain agreements and you know, you take the good with the bad, for one, and you kind of, it's like a partnership. That's what I want to hear, like a partnership. So it's more, I guess it's more reason to stay together. I guess.
Well, I mean, it must have been. It had to be the sex, right? Because
not at all.
Okay, good, but because most of the time that's the whole attraction, right? And I always tell people, how long does that last?
No,
I'll give you 10 minutes, 20 minutes. What are you going to do for the rest of the 23 hours and 80 seconds? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like you can't base the relationship on it because it's such a small little piece of
it. You have to be compatible outside of the bedroom, not just in
right. But see, when people make up, they always talk about, you know, like makeup sex. And so you can argue and like, oh, but you know, the makeup is the bomb, you know, so you're living for that makeup, but meanwhile, you're totally miserable like the time.
Right.
Now, the question, now that we've all answered it.
Look, he waiting.
I was waiting. So if to break up 5 times and come back together, what will be the draw to make you come back?
I hate to say it. Two things. I felt sorry for him, number one. I hate to say that, but it's the truth. And the number 2, I was trying to do something different. You know, I've always been the person that left the relationship. Nobody left me. I always been the person that left. And then I started thinking, well, maybe I've never really given 100% to the relationship because I have one foot in, one foot out. As soon as you do something, I'm like, okay, I don't like this, so let's fix it. And then if we fix it, we good. But if we don't fix it, then that's when I don't know how to navigate through that I don't know how to navigate through that. So it's a real question. But with him, I was like, well, you know what? If I keep leaving everybody, I'm gonna be by myself for a long time. So let me just see if I could stick it out. And he was saying all the right things, like, I want to be better for you. I want to do this. So I was like, okay, I was hopeful and thinking, okay, maybe this time, maybe this time. And then it got to the point where I was like, wait a minute, I'm making you happy, but I'm not happy. And a lot of times we do that, you know what I mean? And trying to
at
make
least taking care of you.
What you mean, like financially?
Yeah, financially, emotionally, spiritually, physically, all of it.
Physically, yes. Financially, somewhat, but I've always been independent. So it wasn't like I depended on him. It was like we helped each other. We helped each other, so in terms of finances. So it wasn't that. It was just that his story. I knew his story. I knew where he came from, and I didn't want to hurt him. So in seeing that I was hurting him by leaving, I just was like, okay, well, maybe I hold on and give him another chance. And maybe, but then at the same time, a part of me was breaking. So I'm like, at some point, you got to walk away. You got to just let go, So it's like, okay, once you get to that point and you telling somebody, okay, these are the areas that we need to work on. And so if we constantly trying to work on these areas and they still, you not listening, you work on it for a week or two, and then you revert right back to doing the things that broke us up. That let me know that you either think he said, I never thought you would leave me. So he thought no matter what you were saying, you still was good to me. So I just thought you was just nagging or whatever. But I'm like, that's just me. I'm a good person. So but
you never thought you would leave him.
He said that out his mouth. I never thought you would leave me.
Wow.
After which time did he say, like you said, how many times?
The last time.
Well, that's because you kept coming back.
Yep, right, exactly. So the last time he thought that there was an opportunity to get it right. But I'm like, at some point, everybody gets to their point of enough. And if you stay too long, to me, in unhealthy relationships, if you stay too long, you wind up damaging yourself, and then you're no good to nobody else. So you gotta do what you gotta do and walk away, no matter how hard it is. Heal, work on yourself, and then you'll be ready when that person comes. So I think that's where I'm at. But then when I met somebody, and then they giving me stuff, and I'm like, like, so I just don't know. I don't know how to navigate through it. Like, it's just.
What's your definition of stuff?
That's what I was going to say. What is stuff? Because everyone's going to give us stuff, but that's what we started.
Exactly.
And so that was one question, your definition of stuff. But then the other question that I have regarding the first one is,
go ahead.
Were all those things deal breakers? When you look back at them, were they all deal breakers? You know what I mean?
Not all of them.
I got an important question too.
Some of them were, yes.
So in a relationship, what's your definition of a woman's role in a relationship? Do you believe a woman should be submissive?
I believe that a woman should be submissive to a point. Now, I don't believe that you should be submissive to doing any and everything that the man expects of you. I don't believe that. But I do submit, like, I'm a nurturer and a caterer. So I'll treat mine like a king, even if he don't deserve it. But then after a while, when I start not wanting to treat you like a king, because that's how I'm wired, then that's when I realize you don't deserve me.
See, but this is a question. Does that become a challenge? Because as we said in the beginning, if you're taking the good and the bad, really it's real easy to treat someone like a king when everything is hunky-dory.
Exactly.
The challenge is treating a person like a king like a kid when you don't want to. Because the way that I look at it is almost like your children. No matter what happens, your child gets on your nerves, they got D's in school, you're angry with them. But you know what? When they call, you're there, no matter what.
Absolutely.
Unconditional.
Right. So that's the challenge for me. That's my question.
Well, maybe it's not about the other person. Maybe it's about you. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like if you treat, you say you treat your man like a king,
Always.
and then all of a sudden
When
you
you
get fed
fell
up doing that, like what, I guess I would ask, like, why all of a sudden you get fed up doing
because of the things that are taking place in a relationship. So if I feel like, okay, we're trying to work on us, each other. We're trying to be better people, not only individually, but to each other. So if I feel like I'm the only one trying to make efforts and being better, then I don't feel like, I don't want to cook now. I don't want to, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to keep being the only one trying to fix the relationship. Or if I'm telling you, okay, these are the areas that we need to work on, you're telling me these are the areas that I need to work on. I'm trying to work on my areas, and you're trying to work on your areas, but only for a week to get something out of if you know what I mean. And then you revert right back to who you are. So to me, who you are at the core is who you show up as in your relationship eventually. And so then that's when it becomes, okay, is this a deal breaker or not? So at some point, I feel like if I cannot treat you like a king, then it's because I feel like you no longer deserve a queen. So I have to leave.
So
right. Because I don't know how to treat a person bad. I don't know. I don't want to treat a person bad. You know what I mean?
What made you
that I'm with?
Each time, what made you said you left 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
What okay, I understand giving them a second chance. Mm-hmm. But what made you go back for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th time? Like, what? Evidently you thought it was so worth it to go back again. Like something was very positive about the relationship. Huh?
I wanted to do something different. I always left. So I was trying, okay, maybe I'll tough it out. And then he would come back saying the right things, and I believed him until he showed me otherwise.
So is that saying that I'll treat you like a king as long as you do what I want you to do?
No, as long as you treat me right. That's
right.
All.
But it's still about you.
It's about us.
What would you consider treating you right? Like what?
Respect. Basic things everybody want. Respect.
See,
though,
I think. I'm sorry, Francella.
No, go ahead, Jason.
I think actually I want to go back to Terry's question. Terry said, "What is stuff?" Because I think that's the foundation of it. Because now what we're really talking about is what are the deal breakers, and and if the deal breakers are, you're giving me a black eye every other week. You're coming home drunk, and now you want to, those kind of things.
Right.
So, what are deal breakers? That's a question. What are deal breakers? Just a few.
Right. So, deal breakers for me, because they're different for everybody.
Right.
So, the deal breakers for me is if you want to control me fully, you want to tell me what to wear, what not to wear, where to go, what to do when I'm there. You don't want me to spend time with my family. Like those the deal breakers. You got to always question me about what I'm doing, who I'm with, what I got on, how many people try to talk to me.
He sound like a narcissist. So he just sound like he wanted to control you.
Exactly.
But you allowed it. You allowed him to.
Right. Absolutely.
You came back 5 times. Like it should have been the first time, because nobody shows you their true colors in the beginning.
Right.
Everything's always, he ha. Everybody.
Yeah.
Full and everything.
I disagree with that.
Yeah, sometimes. Right.
Yeah, sometimes, because I am who I am. No matter who I'm going to see or whatever.
People put on a front to get you to like them first.
Not saying that you will front like all the way. You are who you are, but it's other things now that you're spending more time together. You learn, so some more of your things are coming out. That's like, oh dang, that's annoying. You know what I mean? I mean, and especially if you start living together, it's a whole different dynamic than both of y'all going to your own home. Oh, he dirty. He don't even live right. Like
that's true.
It's a lot of stuff that winds up coming into play afterwards, But if you at dinner, you're going to be yourself, but you're not going to be like
somebody mute.
Who's on mute?
No, I'm asking to be, because I hear TV. I hear TV in the background and some other.
Okay. So it's like everybody is still like, okay, let's say if you're a type of person that the waiter came over to the table and did something that you really didn't like, and you might be used to like cussing that person out, like you've been, what the hell you do, da, 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 da. But you on a date for the first time, so you don't want them to show an impression that you this hothead and you just going off on this person. I think everybody hides that, like you become that person probably later, you know what I mean? But when you with somebody for the first time, you kind of on the low key. You be yourself, but you still on the low key.
Right.
So I don't know why he's still in the queue, but I don't think his volume is happening. Yeah.
So we gonna table him for another day or try it again.
Oh, he said I can hear it now. All right, let me see.
Okay, good. Okay, all right.
Good.
So thank all of you for your advice and your feedback. I appreciate it.
We didn't finish with you, Nat.
I know you ready for me, Stacey. So welcome. Can you hear us?
Yeah, he can hear us.
Okay, wonderful. So welcome to the Real Recognized Talk Radio Show. I hear feedback, but it's all right. So let me give you a proper introduction, and then we can go right into the interview.
Okay.
Pronounce your last name for me so I don't mess it up. Shearn.
Shearn.
Robert
Shearn III.
Robert Shearn III is a model, actor, TV personality. He is internationally known as the nudist on the TLC show My Feet Are Killing Me, which won the American Reality TV Award. Robert was also highlighted on the Celebrity Watch Party show on Fox, with reactions from well-known celebrities like Master P, NFL player Reggie Bush, Tyra Banks, and Ozzy Osbourne, to name a few. So welcome to the Real Recognized Real Talk Radio Show. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I condensed it for the sake of time.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So tell us a little bit about what it is that you do. And I have a nudist question after you tell us.
Okay. Well, I'm an actor, model, and TV personality. I've been acting for about 13 years, but I started modeling maybe 2 years before that. So I started modeling as a figure model, a nude figure model, and a costume model. Then I started doing a little bit of runway modeling and like fashion modeling after that. Then I started doing acting after that.
Okay. So what made you be a nudist? What made you want to model nude? How comfortable are you in your skin to be able to do?
Well, I've been a nudist for about 20-something years now. And it was just something that I just wanted to do. It's a natural thing. It's a fun thing. And, I enjoy it. And then I'm an artist as well. So I've been an artist ever since, high school. So I wanted to reconnect to the art world too. So, around an artist being painted and drawn. And, I was in art galleries to, by working with art students and art schools and artists. So that was my way of reconnecting back to the art world. So then, I just pretty much expanded after that and started doing different things.
Hey, I got a quick question.
Okay, go ahead.
This feedback is crazy.
When you say you had a nudist, like, is that like you walk around the street naked?
Yeah.
I thought you were in the show.
Yeah. Huh?
Wait a minute. Meaning, like Terry said.
It's
nude.
like
What part do you?
nude events? Yeah, nude events with by myself or with others. Like there's events, public events. There's nude beaches, things like that.
Okay. Oh,
So
okay.
I started doing that. I started doing that first. Like, I mean, there's so many nude events. Like, there's nude spa parties, nude pool parties, then private events, then like I said, nude beaches. So things like that. So then, like I said, I wanted to connect with artists and I wanted to become a figure model. So then, I was a nude figure model.
I have a question.
Some of it was costume too.
The question that I have is, so how do you view the woman's body? If as a nudist, if you are in the street or out in public nude constantly, is it more challenging now to differentiate between what you would deem to be beauty when you're looking at a woman's body, or whatever your definition of beauty? I mean, did that change at all? Has that altered? Have you become desensitized to nudity at all?
Well, I only do it where it's legal for me. There's some people that will walk down the street. I don't do anything like that because it's not legal. I mean,
Right.
if you're anything that's legal, that's where I'll do it at. So, but as far as like other people, you said like women, like I said, being nude is it's a natural thing. We all came here nude, so we be nude by ourselves every day to get in the shower. So it's just a natural thing,
Right.
and it's a non-sexual thing for me. And events are
That's what I was getting
non-sexual.
at.
It's supposed to be non-sexual. So it depends on what kind of environment that you're in and you want to be in.
Right.
But I only like to do nude non-sexual events.
Tell us a little bit about your experience on the show.
All right, so wait, before we get into that, y'all, I have to stop because it's driving me crazy right now. Please, everybody have to turn their mic on mute. Only person talking, when you stop talking, put yourself on mute. I don't know what's going on, but
so the feedback is coming from Robert.
Yeah.
We just gonna have to tough through it. See, like a relationship.
I believe it's because he doesn't have a headset. You're listening to it right from the.
Franchella, you're on mute.
So I said it's sounding crazy to our viewers. So if they can't hear this interview correctly, there's no need to go.
He has to hook up a headset.
Nobody can't hear me.
All right, so then what we're going to ask you to do is,
and we have to cut this and maybe table this and do it again. So you can ask one more question, Lynette, and then Robert, you can tell everybody where they can find you, and we have to end this because we have some feedback from you coming into the show.
All he has to do is plug in a headset, and the feedback will go away.
Yes, we can hear you. Yes, we can hear you.
But you said the show can't hear me?
So what we're going to do is we're just going to ask you to tell us how people can follow you and support what it is that you do.
Okay, well, I could be followed on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at my name, Robert Shearn III. And it's Robert, and then my last name is Shearn. It's spelled S as in Sam, H-E-A-R, N as in Nancy, and 3 I's.
Okay. Thank you so much. And maybe we can have you come back on, Robert. But right now we have to end this, and we can go over it prior to the show to make sure that you're good, okay?
Okay.
Thanks, Robert.
All right,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yes, something was wrong with his audio. Sometimes if you're on two devices, which he might have been live on his phone and then on a laptop, you know what I'm saying? It picks up the echo and feedback. But I understand why. Sorry, viewers, but thank y'all for toughing it out with us. See, this is what thank you. Look how the Holy Spirit works. It tied into my question about how do you stay
right.
to the tension and see how easy it was to be like, we cut. That's my whole point. I don't know how to, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, all right.
That was interesting. I wanted to ask that question, and I would like to ask him again when he said that he doesn't look at it as a sexual thing. That was interesting. That's interesting. You know what I mean? What are your thoughts, Terry? Like, can you imagine?
You can't though, Stacey. You know why? Because when I went out, I can't think of what island it was, and we went on the new beach,
Miami.
I wasn't new, but even I was like I was kind of like didn't want to look. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt weird to look at these people, and they were just walking around, so they don't see the body and view it in the way that we do. They can't.
Right.
They see it as a work of art. Like the body is a work of art. And
it was
I went to a new beach in Jamaica, and I don't consider myself no nudist, none of that. But like I don't know, you know what I mean. But it wasn't bad.
Nude?
Yeah, I was nude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So did you feel, Terry, that you went out of your way not to look?
Nah, I was looking at whoever was looking at me, like, you know what I mean? Because it was mostly when I went, it was mostly white people, right? And like, I don't know, I guess they was looking at me and who I went with, like we was on the menu or something, like, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? And then,
you on the table?
Yeah, so then we kind of made a joke out of it. So I'm just walking around like, and you know how the lawn chairs is like, like low to the ground. I'm going over there like, oh, excuse me, miss, can you get the bar that way? So like that.
Bend over.
Around. Yeah.
Right. That's interesting.
I'm newsy, so I'll be like,
yeah. So in other words,
stuff that was out there, there ain't nothing you want to see anyway, though.
Wait, no, for real. Lynette, her hair would be turning like The Exorcist. She would be like,
it was like mostly old white people out there. It was like.
So, I mean, but with that being said, Lynette, is that because when you say you're newsy, are you saying because you would still it's still something to look at?
Right, but not to turn me on. Just
right.
to
like
that.
It wasn't sexual. It wasn't.
Right.
It
may sound weird, but if you would have to do it to really understand, like you just watching people walk by. They just might have.
If they all had on swim trunks, would you have been watching them like that? You know what I mean? If everybody was walking by fully clothed, would you have been watching like that?
Sexual.
No, it wouldn't be as interesting to me.
Well, it would be interesting if the guy was like buff and he walking by, and then now all these women got these BBLs and stuff and big butts. You still going to turn and look like, damn, like you still like even with no. So you can imagine with no clothes on. With no clothes on, you go out
in the summertime. I walk around the house bucky naked.
Well, in the house,
bucky naked. But I would never go outside like that because y'all don't know how to act. Y'all can't take me with clothes on, so I know y'all couldn't take me.
Okay,
well, you just said you couldn't take it either, though. You said your head will be turning around.
I ain't gonna want it. I'm just newsy. I want to see, like, you know what I mean.
It ain't nothing wrong with looking.
Right, exactly. There's nothing wrong with looking. Right. But I guess I was really looking at the concept of it, but also the other thing with that is that I find that people that are very artistic, they're willing to explore a little more, and even with that being said, and I'm just kind of thinking out loud, is part of that exploration, detaching yourself from certain aspects of what's regular in order to reach those heights. You understand what I'm saying?
It depends on your mentality. Like if
about
you
the
always
experience.
thinking sex, and everything sex, it would be hard for somebody like that to
Sorry.
shift.
What would you say, Terry?
It's all about the experience. That's all.
Right.
It was like something to do, you know what I mean? I did it. You know
Right,
what I mean?
right. Nice. Yeah, we have to bring him back on.
You have to be comfortable in your skin to do
Absolutely.
that. That's all that is. Because some of the women, some of the guys, it's just like they got it all hanging out.
Yeah.
And I don't even have it all hanging out with clothes on. Like I'll be like, oh, I can't wear a bikini. You know, my tummy is sticking. Like, so people have to be, I'm comfortable in my skin to walk around, like you said, butt naked around the house. But to go outside in front of people to do that, like it's to me, I feel, I don't know, I just uncomfortable. Like I still, like it can be like maybe a weird mixed couple, you know, a black girl with an older white. I'm going to turn my head and look at them. It's like things that to us that we consider to be normal. I still would turn my head and be like, "Hey, did you see that?"
But like on a nudist beach, right? It's not like, you know, you going on there in a neighborhood, right? Like you in a whole nother country.
Don't nobody know you.
Actually, you got to go out to the island where it's at. Like, you know, so it's like it's not like you know anybody out there. Ain't nobody out there taking pictures or nothing.
Right.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be out there taking pictures.
Exactly.
Right.
There's no cameras, but let me tell you, if they want to, they'll find some kind of way, be sifted, and then you on OnlyFans Club or something like
Pornhub.
Right. Pornhub. Yeah. Now, okay, I have a question for the women then. Now, it's oddly enough, both of you said that you would feel a little uncomfortable. So do you, with that being said, is it because you look at your temple, meaning your body, as something to be appreciated only by that person, by that one person? So therefore, you would not want everybody looking at you because you feel like your body is still a sexual vessel. Do you feel that way?
No.
No?
Because if I felt like I had a banging body and a BBL, like bam, bam, I'm showing everybody I paid for this. Bam, you know what I mean? So I mean, but
so for you,
me, I don't want to be looked at like that.
You say that?
Be looking crazy.
I'm sure.
I don't want to be looked at as a sexual object.
Like, but they said that they don't though, because people just be, you can't be on that beach and look at people as a sexual object because it's just they so freely, and it is a lot. It's more white people, of course. I'm sure they have a beach with probably just us, but it's mainly like white people. Now we went, me and the Divas, when we went to St. Martin, that's what it was. We went to the new beach. And it was like, I'm like kind of like walking like this. Like, I'm like, oh my God. Like I want, and then I finally looked, it was an old man. And yo, old man was I was like, what is going on? We was all dying, you know, and so
his balls was down to his kneecap.
Wow. Yeah.
It's not a touchy situation. It's just where everybody's comfort level is.
Right. Absolutely.
I wouldn't mind, like even let's say New Orleans, right? The Mardi Gras, and you gotta get the bees and
but I found out that you don't. I found out firsthand that you don't have to lift your shirt up and show your titties to get no beads.
You don't get beads.
I got beads. I was there and I got beads and I ain't had to show
everybody.
Yeah. I mean, you don't, but it's a part of like the Mardi Gras that everybody knows.
Right.
Yeah.
But a flash is different than walking down. A flash is different than walking down the street and just sitting there on a chair naked. You know, so there's still something to just a quick flash. You know what I mean? you know,
Right.
here,
But I wouldn't even do the quick flash.
no.
No, I wouldn't even do the quick flash. So it's just, I don't know. It's just everybody's
Right.
cup of tea. If you're into that type of thing, it's not that we're saying that is anything wrong with it. Each person, you know, you do what you do, and what you're comfortable with doing.
Right.
It's just, you know, it's nothing wrong with it.
Tony just told me that I should. That's what you're supposed to do. Okay, next time we going to New Orleans.
See, I'm always afraid that somebody's gonna be like, some ignorant drunkard is gonna push the envelope too far, and then I'm gonna have to pow.
Yeah.
Yeah, people do be wasted out that joint.
I'm sure.
Right, because it happens right on Bourbon Street, and all they do is drink. That's why I'm like, I said, well, I guess I ain't gonna get no beads. But then somebody was like, hey, because they already all happy, and they just like going on.
See, Stacey, now you was wondering how I got all them beads.
You flashing.
Everybody thought, when they saw all my beads, they swore I lift my shirt up. I was like, no, I didn't. First of all, I ain't got too much to show anyway. That's why I thought I really wasn't gonna get none. But people just, it's all in fun. But to each his own, you know. Each his own. Right. We're not knocking it at all.
No, not at all. You know, it's and to me, it's interesting. So my perspective is to try to want to understand the thought process. You know, that's why to me, it's just it creates a bunch of questions. You know, because I find it interesting. Anything that's different from what I do is interesting. So I want to know more about it. So the goal is to learn. You know, but like you said, to each his own. And I think, as Franchella said, you know, you have to be comfortable with that whole element, whatever that is. You have to be comfortable with it, you know.
Right. So let's shift, because the show is almost over, but I do want to talk about the political climate that we're in. I know we gonna run over time, maybe, I don't know, but we're gonna try to condense it. So what do y'all think? What are your thoughts? We talked a little bit about this before, about the state of the world today in this presidential election that's coming up. How important is it to vote?
Well, first of all, we're going to congratulate the vice president in becoming
first African-American / Asian vice president or candidate on a major party. Yep.
Absolutely.
Congratulations. So
it's imperative. And the reason that I say that is that especially in this day and age, I've always said that politics are supposed to be boring. Lately, within the last 10 years or so, it's become a reality show. And the downside with that is that it lulled a lot of us into, you know, to sleep. So they think it is a joke. But what people don't realize is that, as they say, if you're not at the table, you're on it. So especially when a person tells you what they would like to do. So if you're not in agreement with that direction, then the only way that you can make change is to go out there and voice your opinion, and that's by way of voting. It's imperative. I truly believe that we just have to get past this last session, November, and hopefully things will go the right way, and then politics will go back to being boring.
I gotta respectfully disagree with y'all on the whole like politics thing. I used to be into politics, but you know, I'm not into politics anymore, just because I realize it's just two sides of the same coin.
And we're gonna need you to get your Rico Suave a little closer.
Oh, you can't hear me? My bad. I had turned my mic down a little bit.
That's better.
But what I'm saying is, so I just think that, you know, so there's only two political parties, right?
Major.
The Democratic Party and the Republican Party, the blue, the red. It's all division tactics, right? It don't really matter who the president is, because the president is not the person that runs the country. Like, we all, like, every 4 years they got us running around like, oh, this person gonna do this person gonna do that. Think about it. we're all around the same age, right? Think about this. When was the last time that whoever was president actually made a difference in your life personally? Like made a difference where if this person wasn't president, I wouldn't be able to eat. Or if this person wasn't president, I wouldn't be able to do this.
Nat,
really? Like name that president.
go ahead, Nat.
Well, I just want to say this. I do think that it does matter. Although they do not, create the laws, they have to sign the law into action. So without that person, it's not a law. Without that signature, it's not a law. So I think that is critical. It's critical. It's still a critical position, and it's a very important one, no matter who's in the position. It's like, okay, the laws may pass, but without that signature, it doesn't become a law officially.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But that's why always the all of the other elections leading up to the presidential election very important. That's why, people might not only go out for the presidential election and forget about, the Senate or Congress or all those other ones that we need. We need, if you're a blue state or whatever, or red state, you got to vote for those people, because it makes the job of the president a lot easier if we elect our party, the party of the president in. That's what they want you to do. But everybody forgets that that's more important. But here's my take on that, and I'm gonna leave that right there. It's not even about Republican or Democrat at this point, because for years we have had a Democrat president, we had a Republican president, and I respected both. I'm a Democrat, but I respected the Republicans that came before, except for Trump. I do not respect him. He does not respect us. He's a joke. He's divided this country. He's allowed some people to think that they can just come to the forefront and be the racist that they are. He's a felon. It's just a joke. And that's the part that I think people have to understand why this is so important. This election is so important because
but to me, the choices we have are equally bad. There is no good choice.
Can I answer your question, Terry?
The only problem is we have to choose one.
Yes.
So regardless of good choice, bad choice, we have to make a choice because we can only choose one.
Now I want to answer Terry's question. Terry said, "Can we name something that affected us directly?" And I'm gonna go with this one: the American Healthcare Act, Obamacare. Before, the Republicans were against it. Before that, kids, if you had a pre-existing condition, you could be denied health care.
Right.
Did you know that, Nike?
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so that's okay. If your kid can stay on your health care to the age of 26, whereas before it was like 18. Let's go with this one. Do you believe, are you pro-choice or pro-life? Or let me ask you a better question. Do you think that a woman should have a right to choose?
It's not my business.
Okay, that's fine. But you don't think it should be
it's not government's business either, though.
Exactly. Okay, well then, so therefore it does make a difference, because one of the parties said that they're the ones that make the decision. It should be illegal.
Right.
It should be illegal. So if you believe that it's a woman's choice, it's none of your business, which I agree with, then there's only one party that believes that.
I believe it's murder, you know what I mean? But it still ain't my choice. Like,
right, you should have nothing. You should have no children. It's between the lady and her family and her doctor. That's what you believe. Regardless of what you think, is between that lady, her doctor, and her family, which I agree with. But what I'm saying is that there's one party that says, if you put me in place, and they've already started working on it, I'm gonna be the one to decide that no one gets an abortion. So I say that to say that does make a difference. There's one party that wants to privatize healthcare.
Do you think that decision comes from the president?
It comes from as Franchella said, It starts from Congress people, because you call your Congress people and you say, I think we should move in this direction. Then enough of those people come together, they write legislation saying that whatever our desires are, and then they vote on it. So
Project
no,
2025.
I know how the
Project
process
2025.
works, Stacey. What I'm saying is, by the time the lobbyists and all of the private corporations get through paying these politicians, they get exactly what they want, no matter what side
Terry,
it's on.
no. Now listen though. Now remember though, every side has lobbyists. So look at the American Health Care Act. The medical field, which is huge in this country, they made billions and trillions of dollars off of what I just said, denying people claims and everything else. They were completely against it. Because remember, it only went through because one Republican, John McCain, voted for it. That's the only reason why it went through. So again, the lobbyists didn't get what they want. You had lobbyists on both sides, but enough people wanted it to happen. That's why it went through. I only say that to say that it does make a difference who's in that office.
It sure does. Absolutely.
It does. So we gonna have to table this because we could go on, and we still got some more to talk about because the election is not until November. So
this is what we used to argue about all the time anyway.
It's a healthy conversation and a teachable moment, which it only becomes an argument when either side try to convince the other person to think like they do. But it's okay that we all have a difference of opinion, but we just want to bring some enlightenment to those who may not see the light,
And it's so crazy because Stacey was fired before he came on here.
Now you got fired, Stacey.
And then Terry is fired.
You don't like either one of us.
It is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's all love. It's all love and fun and laughter. But before we go, anybody have any announcements y'all want to make? I do, but y'all know I do. But go ahead. Anybody else?
Yeah, you guys have anything coming up that you need support? You want anybody to come out to? We just want to let everybody know what's going on in your life.
Only thing I can say is support my brand, almukhtarbrand.com. Sell t-shirts, sweatshirts, dresses, urban wear.
Nice.
Spell it for them.
I'm sorry.
Spell it for them.
ALMUKHTARBRAND.com.
You sound like you want to spell the Charlie Brown spelling bee.
Al Mukhtar means chosen one in Arabic.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Very nice.
So, Stacey, you got anything?
No, you know what? I'll just say this. We all have a responsibility to move the needle. Everyone has a role to play in moving society forward. So find that reason and do it. We all have a role to play, whether it's giving someone some kind words, whether it's supporting a business like TL just said, whether it's supporting a fundraiser. Franchella, you just went away. It's you telling your story of how your trip went so that, like you just talked to us about planning it out, somebody else may need to hear that to say, oh, okay, if Franchella went, I can go. We all have a role to play. So let's work for progress, all of us.
Yep, absolutely.
Amen. So, and working for progress for the Learn Center, the Love Exquisite Nonprofit Center is partnering with Rick Watson. Shout out to Rick Watson Productions. We're having this Saturday, August the 17th, from 7 p.m. to 12 a.m. at the Philadelphia Ethical Society. We are having a Party with a Purpose. It's an all-white party empowerment symposium for our youth and adults. So we hope that you come out. You can buy tickets at the door at this point. $40 general admission, $60 VIP. It includes food, non-alcoholic beverages for regular admission. $60 admission gets you open bar. So we hope to see you there. It's definitely a party with a purpose. We want y'all to come out. Thank y'all time and time again for supporting this show, Real Recognize Real Talk Radio Show, and welcoming the brothers TL and Stacy to the show.
God bless.
Did they pass?
I just told you, Stacy got rehired and then fired. So it's
Terry on the fence.
It's going to go back.
It's all good.
It's going to go back each week.
It's
Each
all good.
Each month it's going to go back and forth. Make sure y'all tune in.
Tune in to see who's going to get fired next.
Who get voted off?
Yeah, get voted off now.
Yeah, thank y'all for having us also. We was
Follow
enjoying
us on Facebook and Instagram at RRR Talk Radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at RRR Talk Radio 5531. We need y'all continuous support. We love y'all and thank y'all for tuning in. Until next time, keep it real. Keep it one.
Thank you.
Peace.
Deuces. You know what?
You go.